I'm no criminal, but if I was a criminal,
right? Yeah. And I wanted to sort of like take a bit of control. All these people with the apps to say whether they've got coronavirus or not. Civilian population will have it. The police will have them because it's a virus tracker. All I would do, if I was a bit of the old gang lad, right? Because there's those people who would have had coronavirus or not, or might have had it but hardly any symptoms, or even on 2-week quarantine. I'd say, right, get out your quarantine for a minute, yeah, and every policeman you see, just go and get him, just walk up to him, and close down the whole thing. Yeah. Do you get me without going into detail on that? Yeah? You could have five lads who've got suspect coronavirus because their phone told them they've got it, so they isolate themselves in there. I, as a gang lad of Control Bod, the main man, would phone up them four and say, right, just walk outside and start, walking up to a cop, asking for the time, or just walk past them. Anything. In one day, you could close the police station down. Ding, 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 app. Do you get me? Yeah, and here's another thought. If I wanted to take this country down as an anti-British individual, yeah, rather than get people strapped up with certain things and get put in situations of being knifed or blown up, let's say. Yeah, now you got to look at the information out there. The chances of a healthy young man are very fine to then die of this virus. Yeah, so in theory, if I had an army of 50 people who are anti-British, anti-English, anti-the layer, right? You get those 50 buds, give them 17 virgins still, plus say another one, right? Give them a blinking good thing saying, by the way, instead of blowing yourselves up, you can still live and have real 17 women because the way they treat our British ladies as well. Yeah. I mean, they stone young girls, don't they, to death because they won't fancy them as a man or whatever. Right? Now, these people can now then live, get a blinking virus, in theory. Yeah? Have it registered as a virus, knowing full well they'll probably live afterwards, but it's just a 2-week quarantine thing. Just not bother with a 2-week quarantine. And start going around meeting everybody like your politicians and your police. And just app them off the streets. App them out the equation. Yeah? Welcome, good morning everybody. Some app, right? Track and trace, the app. You know, the incident a while back with the chemists all getting a virus and it closed down all the chemists, right? Yeah, and we know there's a techno war going on, right? From hackers of different countries, it's all been going on, we know that, right? So then, we then, yeah, do you know what's quicker than a virus and learning there's a virus? Is having an app, right? Yeah, that gets a virus. The app gets a virus and locks everybody in, right? Yeah, because there's a virus within the app that tells everybody they're virused up and locks everybody in quicker than it has done in the time we've locked ourselves in within this coronavirus. Do you get me? I'm tired, excuse me, I've had an early morning, everything. But anyway, do you get me? Yeah. And then there's no vaccine at the moment. And if you get everything up with the app, because they're all plugged in anyway, aren't we, with phones, right? And, a policeman gets beeps in the shop that, he's been next to a coronavirus bud. Then the app will then tell him that he's got to, isolate himself. 2 weeks, innit? Now, just say then if all the policemen that day, as a scenario, because it's all to do with maths, isn't it? All the policemen that day, they decide to go shopping because they've been working as key workers, right? And they all get apped and bumped into somebody, right? Or the wives did while they were at work or whatever, and they all got apped and told to go indoors. It's not with the workings of the country and what key worker they are because it's against the virus. It's just the fact that that's the way it is. So you could have old police stations closing down, couldn't you, really, in theory? Yeah, I know it wouldn't happen, but as such, because, I have different opinions on the whole thing of this. But it's theory. It's all theory, numericals. Yeah. So they could in theory, in probability, close down police stations because all the policemen could go unless they have their own private supermarket when nobody else uses. They could get away with it then. But yeah, they'll go to the local supermarket and by chance, even if there's 5 different local supermarkets, but by chance they get zapped and told by their app they've got to quarantine for 2 weeks. Then who's going to go into work the next day, whether the police or nurses or whatever, because the app told them not to. All they want is for control. They want the civilian population to be apped up so they can control you, really, if you ask me. Because without a vaccine, and they put that app amongst the systematic workers, by numerical appness, could be then forced into quarantine for 2 weeks. Isolation. Yeah. Because there's 67 million people in the country, to say there's so many key workers. The numerical between it ticking away one side to ticking away the other side, there's many millions of people walking around supermarkets to keep, basically, the police and all that lot on permanent blinking lockdown. Just because of the app, which means then the people who run the app will be running the police stations and everything, because they could even manipulate the app, yeah, because they know what job you're in and all that sort of stuff, won't they, and all the rest of it, to actually manipulate the actual British system via an app, just by telling people to be locked in or locked out. Yeah, could be a virus within itself, the app itself, within our own country. Yeah, all jumping on good ideas without thinking about it, if you ask me, that one. Because the chemists can get shut down because of a blinking virus. The virus app could be a virus before there's knowledge of there's a virus anyway, or before there's somebody who breaks into that app to make a virus. The very app itself could be a virus, yeah, because if you've got no vaccine, they could close down police departments and everything, couldn't they? If you think about it.